Well, Thanksgiving is just a couple of weeks away, and shortly after, of course, Christmas will be here. That means a lot of us will be taking to the skies, and we will be flying to see family or friends, or maybe have a nice vacation away. Now, if you haven't booked your flight yet, the big question, is it too late to get a good deal? Joining us this morning to talk about it is John Morrison from Travel Planners International. Great, as always, to have you.
Please.
All right, so let's talk about Thanksgiving first, because now we're just a couple of weeks away from this. Now we're kind of getting into crunch time.
Yeah, it's unfortunately probably a little too late to get flights for Thanksgiving, but you can still sometimes find a deal if you are willing to travel right on the day.
Yes.
On the actual holiday. You can sometimes occasionally get a good deal. The other thing to keep in mind is that most people are going to be traveling kind of outside that window a couple days before or after. So sometimes you can catch some deals right there. You could possibly also look into flying into a more regional airport. So like, for instance, if you had people coming here to Orlando, the alternative would fly into Sanford Orlando International. So it's a little bit more regional. Rent a car, drive to your destination instead of flying directly to the main hub city. That can sometimes save you a little bit of money because the kind of smaller, more regional discount carriers will go into those regional airports.
And that's a great idea, because I know a lot of times the websites will give you the option to check regional or other area airports. So that's always a good way to do it.
Always include the surrounding cities, because again, if it's only a 30-45 minute drive from the regional airport to your actual destination, that's not bad, especially if it saves you a couple $100.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so Thanksgiving, you're probably a little late.
Probably too late.
What about Christmas?
Christmas, you're kind of right in the sweet spot. We usually recommend about 8 weeks prior to travel is when you want to start looking at booking your flights. That usually tends to be the curve. It will kind of spike about 6 to 4 weeks prior to travel, and then it'll either go straight up or straight down. So it's really kind of it's like a bell curve, because you have a lot of demand. The demand will drive the ticket price, but if the airline doesn't see that flight's filling, then they will lower the pricing. But generally speaking, you want to buy it at the beginning part of the curve, because that's usually when it's the cheapest.
I always worry when I'm searching for flights that they know I'm searching and therefore the price is going up. Is there some kind of little alert bell that goes off?
That's actually true.
Oh, great.
Most of the aggregate websites will see the interest on a specific cruise sailing or a specific flight or a specific hotel, and they actually kind of know that that's going to be more popular, and they will kind of push that more or add in that little, hey, so many people are looking at this deal.
Yes, I noticed that. I'm like, oh, look at all these people who want to go the same place I want to go.
And it does kind of trigger you to want to buy. It doesn't always affect the price, but it can long term. If they see a lot of interest in a particular flight or destination, they will actually increase the pricing. Okay.
What about those little alerts that you can put on there to let me know if the price comes down? That can be helpful, right?
The one I personally use is Google Flights. You can actually put in a specific flight, and you can shop it a couple days to either side. It'll give you a full calendar of when it's the cheapest throughout the month. And then if you are kind of not satisfied with that price, you can actually tell it to track that flight and give you alerts if the price does drop. Another one that I kind of recommend is called Hopper. It's an app that you can put on your phone. It'll actually, again, kind of tell you the best time to pick that flight based on historical pricing. Now, obviously, historic prices is always not a guarantee of the future price, but it is a good indication of what the general pricing should be for that flight.
And this might shock people, but it's already time to start thinking about your spring break and summer plans,
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Because ultimately, you want to book travel, especially the hotel or cruise portion. If you're going to an all-inclusive resort, anything like that, you want to book that out as far as possible, especially if it's a tour or overseas. That kind of stuff fills up quick. You can always buy the flight a little bit closer to travel to kind of take advantage of that curve I was talking about. But ultimately, for the actual destination, you want to start lining up your plans for travel right now.
Yeah, and people are always shocked to find out that national parks, if you want to actually stay in the park a year in advance, a lot of times.
In most cases, because they're hugely popular.
Right.
And they've obviously got a kind of a quota on how many people can go into the park. Especially like Grand Canyon, Zion, all those kind of Western parks that are very sensitive to the amount of people that come through them. They do highly limit the amount of people that can go into those. Antelope Canyon has over a year waiting limit.
It's beautiful. It's worth the trip. All right, great. John Morrison, thank you so much. We so appreciate you coming in this morning. All right.